Let's go.
Well, we're going to have a quick video to give you a 360 of what you can expect to find when you open the box on the Be Quiet Dark-Base Pro 901. So right away, you find your typical side panel with thumb screws. You just slide it back, lift it out of the way, just like you would find with most any other case. What's different here is we have a nice dense foam rubber that helps with sound dampening on the inside. We have a fine mesh that'll help with filtering if you're using a side-mounted radiator or fans, and a heavy-duty steel panel that's nice and rigid. It's very well made. In the bottom of the case, we can see that there's a generous basement area that'll accommodate a very large PSU with lots of cables. There are channels to assist with cable routing, a couple of trays for mounting SSDs, and then a host of additional places to install hard drives or SSDs, a couple of caddies in the very bottom front for mounting 3.5-inch drives there. So let's go ahead and look at the back side here. There's a bracket that's attached with 4 thumb screws for mounting the power supply. That allows you to just slide it straight in. Makes it a lot easier dealing with cables and whatnot than trying to fish it in through the side. So have a lot of PCIe slots available. It's a big case with a lot of room for expansion. Let's take the tempered glass side panel off. Should just slide right off like the other side did. Helps if you remove the screws all the way, and it comes off easy enough. Now, one thing I do like is this clear tempered glass side panel. So many of the black cases now have a tinted side panel that's too dark. I really like that Be Quiet gave us a clear one. Clear tempered glass panel is going to look a lot nicer for showing off what's inside of the case. So inside of the case, we can see that there are 2 140mm fans in the front, 1 in the back, and we have a pretty good sized box strapped to the roof of the case with some nylon cable ties. So let's get a look at what's inside of this box. We obviously know its parts because it tells us it's a part box, so that's a little bit obvious. Looks like they've put a bunch of stuff in here. Let's see what's in here. So here is the bracket for the GPU support. Also helps to hide the cables, which is a really nice feature. I like the way it looks. It's kind of unique. Really appreciate the innovation from Be Quiet. So this is a bracket that mounts an optical drive in the front of the case, down in the bottom of the basement area. This is a sight shield. If you're using an eATX case as we are, we'll have to take off the one that's pre-attached inside of the case. There are some more thumb screws. Here's a box for storing screws. It has some Velcro ties in it and looks like a couple of rubber isolator pads. Has nice partitions for organizing what you put inside of it. Nice touch, thanks Be Quiet. So what else? This bracket here is if you're doing an inverted motherboard. It allows you to attach the GPU support bracket to the ceiling or the roof of the case. So let's set this aside and look at what's inside of the big accessories box. So right away in here we can see that we have a plastic cover. It covers up all the cables if you're mounting hard drives. In the back side there's a louvered grill that goes in the front to help redirect air from the fans down into the power supply area to help your power supply breathe. There's a side mounted radiator bracket, and then there is a ventilated grill to replace the solid front panel that comes pre-installed in the front of the case. So the purpose of this video is to show you what's in the box. It's not going to be a build video. So let's head on back over to the review at Extreme Hardware. I'll catch up with you there.